good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's your Aulinda I here again, bringing you the new episode of Opera Wears. Okay, first of all, I don't have a script for today. Why? Because it's a Sunday. I just traveled back from New Jersey. That was probably 60 miles away from my home. And I have to prepare myself for my first high school finals that is going to happen 2 days later. And also, it is 11 p.m. What am I going to do? I don't know. So, why did I travel 60 miles? Because, it is all because of that man. If you're familiar with me on Opera Wears this podcast, it was created only for Anthony Rules Costanzo. I went to New Jersey again only for him. Why? Because he's going to Paris and for an opera and then come back to New York probably 4 months later. So this is my only chance to meet him in 2024. And another reason is that I want to travel to New Jersey to see the world, to explore. So I went to Princeton University for the Princeton Symphony Orchestra and Anthony Rules Costanzo at the Richardson Auditorium. We have Rosen Milanov as the conductor today. And we got 2 contemporary pieces and 1 Handel's piece. I have to tell you guys the truth that I forgot to look through the program before I traveled to New Jersey or even before I purchased the ticket. So I went there, I received a program. By the way, they don't have a play bell. It's just a piece of paper. Did you hear it? Okay, so I look through it. I see the name of the conductor is also the music director for the Princeton University Symphony Orchestra. And I saw 2 names. One is called Nina Chakra and one is called Greg Spears. So, and you see inside of the parentheses 1995 and 1977. Oh my god. You must relate them with the word contemporary. So I went on Instagram, I DM'd my friend, I said, oh, guess what? I am at New Jersey today. Guess what? I am listening to contemporary pieces. And as one of the big classical fans, he definitely say something that I am not going to repeat in this podcast, but whatever. I love contemporary. If you know me personally, I listen to Skimberg and Weber every day, which actually scared my neighbor because I was playing it through my speaker and they thought I was watching a horror movie or something like that. Okay, no comments on that. Let's go back to this concert. So first, I arrived there an hour prior the performance start. So there's actually a 30-minute section where you are able to hear the composers say something about their works. So Rosa Milanov was there serving as the MC for this little interview section. So he asked Nina some question first because as we all know, we're gonna give some new people some opportunity to show first. I'm not saying that Nina Shikahar was new to me because last year or the year before last year, because it is 2022 back then, there's a series called After the Storm by NY Philharmonic. It is a series that presents Mozart, Beethoven, and Nina Shikahar's work. So that's where I learned her name, but she's still pretty new to most of my audience and also me because I am not that into her music. So Nina talked a little bit about her cultural background and introduced the idea of quarter tone. So back to the day when I was 7 or 8, I was browsing random stuff online, and that's when I started to listen to Indian music. The idea of quarter tone is in Western music, you have 7 notes from C to C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's the 7 notes. But in Eastern music, there are the ideas of quarter tone, which you have notes that's in between those 7 Western notes that we consider. So, for example, we have the 7 notes from C to B, but like in Indian music, we have some notes that is in between them. You have you see the notes that in between those 2 notes, they're called quarter tone. By the way, if you are smart and clever, you'll find out that I am actually singing the chorus part from Philip Glass opera Agnaton. Okay, I cannot find where the quarter tone are at, so just like, can you please sense the notes that's in between them? Yes. And then Gregory Spears speaks. I don't know why on the program it says Greg Spears, I guess. I don't know, maybe he wants to call it by that name. I don't know. It's his choices and Princeton's choices. So, he is a really famous composer. If you are into contemporary or operas, you must heard of his name, at least his works. His famous opera is The Fellow Travelers, which received massive amounts of compliments from critics all around the world. Me personally, I do like it. The opera is about lavender scare, which is a moral panic about homosexual people in the United States happened in the mid-20th century. It is a part of discrimination in the United States history. The story is really solid and the music was there, fitting the story really well. And his latest opera is called Castor and Patient, also about some problems that exist in our society. The thing is based about the historical and continuing obstacles to African American land ownership in the United States. I haven't seen it yet because I am unable to access the full recording, but if you go online and search Castor and Patient, you will find some arias from Castor and Patient in YouTube, and that's a great demonstration of Spears' composition. Talks about Spear, I actually have prepared a few questions for him, but like after the talk finished, he just like walks away. So I tried to run really fast to catch him, and I did. I was like, Mr. Spears, Mr. Spears, and he was like walking down to the cast room, and I was like, please just like look back. I do prepare you some questions. So finally he found me, and I was like, hi, may I ask you some questions? And he said yes. So my question is based on his musical styles. So I asked him, do you consider yourself or your work some sort of like minimalism? And he said yes. He does think that there's a part of the DNA of minimalism that's inside of his work. And I said, great to hear that. And I just made some comparison between his work and Puccini's, because Puccini always composed those like tragedies, but now Spears is more than Puccini. Puccini's work is focused on the relationship between people and the tragedies of lovers. For example, in La Boheme, you can see that between Mimi and Rodolphe, and in Madame Butterfly, which you will see later this season. Oh, it's already open. I'm sorry. And also in Tosca. In Puccini's work, men and women died. I guess that's my most accurate description for Puccini's work. But in Spears' work, you can find that it is the tragedy of between human and the society. It is reflecting a larger aspect in his opera. Okay, so Spears' work is that kind of modern work that I would like to see, that I was expecting. Not the Carrie Carknell style. Okay, come on. That's the modern stuff we want to see. And after all of that talk and my little question, we wait for like 30 minutes. I was talking to the ticket scammer and accidentally found out that, oh my god, there's actually other bathroom that's in the basement level, so I don't actually have to wait 30 minutes for the line for the bathroom on the first floor. Great. So I went down and I went up. Okay, the first composition came. It is Nina Carr's orchestra work, Lumina. To be honest, it is way beyond of my expectation. I thought it is just a young composer's work, but like, if someone is famous, there must be some reason for their famousy. So, Lumina is an excellent work that is way beyond of my expectation. So, let me just play it right now so you can sense the tone of the composition. So first is the deadly silence, then the sound of violin playing some out-of-tune quarter tone. So from the 25-second beginning, you can already sense that kind of Eastern Asian feeling, which immediately draw the audience attention back to the work and back to the cultural and immigrant story of Nina herself. The dreamlike and spacious feeling of the beginning and the Eastern music. When I was there sitting on the third row from the front in the orchestra, I felt myself having dropped to a desert without food, without water, without any accessible resource but sense. I'm surrounded by the mystical Eastern Asian feeling that's so attractive. It's our natural desire of nature as human. And minutes pass. After all of that chaos, we begin to enter another period. It's a transition between Eastern and Western. Also draw us back to Nina's personal immigration story. Myself, also as a first-generation immigrant, I can feel that kind of interconnection between one of my culture and the new environment I am in. So from 4 minutes, we can see how the tone is from the Eastern quarter tone back to the Western 7 notes tone. That was amazing. The smooth transaction and the kind of story that was telling through this orchestra piece is truly amazing. And then we went back to the combination between Western and Eastern. Okay, let me just ask you, what do you feel? Okay, so myself, let me answer the question myself. I feel Schoenberg, my favorite composer. I feel the sense of atonality music, one of my favorite genre of music. You see that? So, there's a transaction from the Eastern quarter tone to the Western 7 notes tone, then to the Western concerto, then to atonality. That's what we're talking about here. She's actually representing the music history. You see, the smooth transaction between each genre made Lumina. This is where the greatness of this piece was shown. And also a big bravo for the first violin. She actually aced it. It is hard for you to get the exact notes from the quarter tone system in a Western instrument. It requires a lot of knowledge and also the familiarity between you and your instrument. A big bravo for her. After Lumina, we were given a round of applause, and people came to remove the conductor's decks, the chairs, and the music stands. And then my favorite Anthony Rose Costanzo came. He went on the stage and made eye contact with every audience, and he starts to sing our favorite Handel's piece. Yay! Arminio, or in Italiano, Alaminio. So, is an opera about, those Western stories? A person killed another and their empires they revolute against a person, but it's all fake, it's all non-fictions, whatever. So, Anthony sings Quella Femme, which means that fire from the opera. It is from the second act, which one of the main characters, Sigismondo, was pretty suffered. But it is Baroque. It is Handel. The Baroque style is just too happy for the spearman. By the way, that video was on YouTube. You can search the title Artist Notes / Anthony Rose Costanzo and you'll be able to find it. So it is too happy to make you realize that it is actually a person suffering. It turns into a competition between the clarinets and the singer. Wow. So, enough for Handel, because even if you're not into opera or music, but you still know the style of Baroque and the name Handel. I don't know what else can I say. So, after I was so afraid of I am unable to give Anthony my flower, he's back again with Shakespeare's love story. In English, as we all hear. So the lyrics is actually from a poem by Tracy K. Smith. It is really interesting and kind of romantic for you to have a poem inside of your music, and Spears' music is just solid and warm as I was expected. The word autumn reminds me of another song by It is a song, not a composition or anything, but a song. That's sung by Anthony Rose Costanzo and Justin Vivian from the album Only an Octave Apart. The first song from the album is called Autumn Leaves. It also gives you the similar sense of feeling and is really great. And also, as a 14-year-old teenager, I would like to say I love stories, especially it is performance by a symphony orchestra. And if you like, please just go on YouTube and search Love Story by Gregory Spears / Tracy K. Smith, and you'll find the excerpt uploaded by New York Philharmonic with the NY and Anthony. Feeling so good to listen to it at home, but is an excerpt. Whatever, I just really like it. So, there's a 15-minute intermission. I give Anthony my flower and my letter, and he smiled at me. I smiled back. Yes, that's the end of my life. No, it's the happiest moment as an audience or listener for Anthony. I just like his voice, and I think he deserved my $3.99 Trader Joe's flower, which I carefully picked. And I asked him, do you have any other concert? He said that there will be another at Boston, and that's all. He's going to Europe, he's going to Paris, and coming back for Orfeo et Eurydice at the Met in May and June. So the 15-minute intermission, and I come back to the room, and The Princeton Symphony Orchestra starts playing Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 4 in F minor, Op. 36, which, according to my friend, the most underrated Tchaikovsky's work. Okay, I am an opera listener. I am not a classical music critic. In my entire 14 and a half years life, I only listened to Symphony No. 4 from Tchaikovsky for like 3 times. I don't know. I don't even remember. I just want to say that I am not that into classical music rather than opera. But like, I do consider opera a part of classical music, but like in different genres, I guess. So the Andante went pretty good, and the other two measures went pretty well, and I fell asleep during the last few lines of the third movement. So joyful. That's why people say classical music brings you good sleep. And then the fourth movement came. As I said before, I was sitting on the third row, so the percussion went straight to my face. Oh my god, that was a shock. Those poor kids who want to sleep just get scared by the percussion. Oh my god. And there are nothing else I want to talk about, but like in the third movement, where the flute and the piccolo plays an important role, by the way, that's the part for clarinet. I just play it for fun. So this is from 1997. That's Baraboin was conducting the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Those are places where you can see the differences between a school orchestra and a large world-known orchestra. The food at Princeton was like jumping all around. You can see they have difficulties controlling their breath and lips position in a short period of time, but rather the professional players, they do have better control over their muscles. But still, great job to the Princeton Symphony Orchestra. They are so good. They represent a high-level school orchestra. I love Princeton. It is a nice place with nice weather if you do like cold weather like me. And it is a small town. The atmosphere is really nice. It is a good place for you to travel to. I mean, it is at New Jersey. If you live in New York, you just pay probably around $30. Go back there and go back. It's a nice place to visit or to tour. I love it. And I think this concert definitely worth its price. I enjoy every work, especially those two modern works that brings me an instant surprise and happiness. So glad to hear them, so glad to know those two composers more. And that's all I want to say in this episode. Again, I don't have a script prepared for today. I hope this episode won't be a mess, but like, have a nice evening and see you in my next episode. That'll probably about Madame Butterfly or some other operas. I don't know, but nice to see you guys. Nice to have this episode recorded without any script. And I am really glad to see Anthony today. Yay! So, see you in my next episode. Have a really, really good day or like week. I don't know, but I love you guys. I love everyone in my audience. And a special shout out for my friend JX. He's a really good audience. He brings me a lot of valuable feedbacks on every of my episodes and appreciate for his listening, and I love every of my audience, and see you guys in my next episode. Bye! If anyone is still listening, please, I need help with my pre-calculus stuff. If you would like to help me, just send me an email, please. My email is aulindatang@gmail.com. It is aulindatang@gmail.com. If you have any feedbacks or anything that you want to say to me, please just send me an email. And see you guys in my next episode. Bye! I have to sleep.